Some people are going to be triggered by the freedom you possess, the freedom you hold in your relationship with God. So much so that they won't see God there, because it looks different to what they've been told. It looks different to what they've adopted as their own truth and their own relationship. It will bother people that you appreciate creation in the way that you do, that you spend hours in the forest communicating with nature and the trees, because where you hear God, they hear nothing. It's going to bother them that you play with cards, that you read energy, that you are able to communicate with spirits that they don't even see or know are there. It's going to be triggering that you understand the energy and the value of crystals and herbal medicine and all of these organic aspects of creation. You're understanding that they are these things are as valuable as you. It's all created by Source, by God. And I'm sharing this message because I'm thinking about a recent encounter with a family member where there was this endless questioning about what I believe, and people are not going to understand because it doesn't fit their box or their narrative. It's going to be difficult for some people to allow God to be bigger than a book. And because I don't call myself a Christian, it's going to be difficult for people to understand that I have a beautiful relationship with Jesus that is only about love, not about judgment, and in which the devil doesn't exist. Because this concept of this powerful evil that exists in opposition to all that is good is not real. It's not a message. It's not a teaching. It's not something that was spoken about by Jesus. Hell wasn't even spoken about by Jesus. That was put into this book to colonize and to control the masses who thought they were serving God, to trap them into serving fear, to being in a constant state of judgment, to being so disturbed by anyone's freedom and liberation that they cannot see how oppressed and colonized their minds are. And that's their journey. That's okay. You don't have spiritual people going around trying to convert people, trying to convince them not to believe what they believe. You are where you are, and it serves the whole. You see, that's the kind of freedom that exists in the spiritual path, which is not a belief, it's a knowing. It's who we are. It's the knowing that God is everywhere. And it doesn't matter what you call God. And it doesn't matter how you choose to commune in your relationship with Source. Because God is not petty and small and rigid. God is not jealous. The God described in these books sound more like a poorly evolved man. Oh, and by the way, God is not a man. People are going to struggle because this is still because their relationship and their concept of God is still so oppressed and so limited and so confined to a book. They're going to struggle to respect free will, your freedom to decide who to love, who and how you choose to love. Same sex, different sex, how you choose to honor your body, how you choose to dress, whether it's like a man or a woman, or whether it matches or suits the idea of what is normal. Why would it matter how you choose to connect to and honor your relationship with Source? Does everything have to be confined to rigid rules and within these strict boundaries to avoid any possible evil? The devil doesn't exist. It was a made-up boogeyman to keep the oppressed in line and to keep the oppressed in a state of continually oppressing themselves. That's why people who are liberated and free trigger them so. Why does it matter how you choose to honor and connect with creation? Love the creation because of the creator. Did they not get that memo? Well, no, it wasn't in there. God is bigger than a book, than a set of rules, than your fear. And when you go through spiritual awakening and you're on a spiritual path, all of those ego constructs are dismantled. So to those who are still defined to ego constructs, who can only connect to source, to their concept of God and what it is through those rigid definitions, you will be very triggering. And it might be uncomfortable for them, but it still doesn't make it wrong. So keep doing you. Keep moving forward. And if you're one of those people whose relationship is very rigidly defined, as I've described, then you'll find your way too. We're all on a journey.